Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first episode back on IG Reads. And this time around, I'm going to Sierra Leone, Freetown. Yes, you know about the country, and I am going to be reading Yalie Saweda Kamara's poetry collection. Guys, I know you can even sense the excitement in my voice. And this poetry collection, Besaydoo, was published last year, January 2024, by Milkweed edition. It was even selected for the 2023 Jake Adam York Prize. Sheesh. Sheesh. Okay, now we'll just talk briefly about who Yali is. Yalie Saweda Kamara is a Sierra Leonean American writer, educator, and researcher from Oakland, California. She was selected as a 2022-2023 Cincinnati and McIntyre Library Poet Laureate for a 2 year term, guys. And she was a 2023 Academy of American Poet Laureate Fellow. Okay. She is the editor of the anthology What You Need to Know About Me, Young Writers on Their Experience of Immigration, and the author of the chapbooks A Brief Biography of My Name and When the Living Sing. Kamara earned a PhD in creative writing and English literature from the University of Cincinnati and currently is an assistant professor of English at Xavier University while residing in Cincinnati. Now, there's going to be a change. I'm going to have the author's faces alongside their books so that you get a sense of who they are and then you do a bit of your own research, online. Now, this author first came on my radar through a very good friend of ours, Bristol Paper. She and one of my other favorite authors of all time, Mubanga, are currently finalists for the 2025 Firecracker Awards. Don't get me started on right now. I'm going to be talking about that in full later on, but we will be going right into her titular poem, which is Besaydoo. And brah, by the time I'm done reading this, you're going to cop a copy of her poetry collection. Even if they don't have it in Robin Heights or any of our bookstores in Nigeria, you will find yourself having to pre-order or order these things online. So here we go. While sipping coffee in my mother's Toyota, we heard the bed call of two teenage boys in the parking lot. Aight, one says, Besaydoo, the other returns as they reach for each other. Their cupped handshake pops like the first fat firecrackers of summer. The fingers shimmy as if they're solving a cube just beyond our sight. Moments later, their shrims head in opposite direction. My mother turns to me, revealing the milky John Waters mustache thin foam on her upper lip. Waiting them been say, Besaydoo. Now English, she asks, tickled by the tangle of new language. Alright, be safe, dude. I pull apart each syllable like streamed cheese for her. Oh yeah, them nari body. She smiles, surprisingly broken by the tenderness expressed by what half my family might call thugs. Besaydoo, Besaydoo, Besaydoo. We chirp in the car, then nightly into our phones after I leave California. Besaydoo, she says as she softly muffles the rattling of my bones in newfound sobriety. Besaydoo, I say years later, her response made raspy by an oxygen treatment at the ER. Besaydoo, we whisper to each other across the country like, whew, this poem, don't even get me started on what this poem represents in this collection, this beautiful collection. Guys, you need to copy a copy. You need to copy a copy. But what I like about this poetry collection is its exploration of home, identity, kingship, language, and how we are able to weave together the Sierra Leonean version of Pidgin English, all we call Creole. There's smattering of English, there's French, and it's also drawing from the author's Sierra Leonean American heritage. Now, I could go on and talk about other lines and themes from the collection, but then again, that would be giving out too much of a spoiler. So go get a copy, and again, it is published by Milkweed Edition. All the information you need to know, I'm going to be dropping it in this post. But get a copy and let me know what you think of Kamara's poetry collection. And don't worry, guys, she's very, very visible online, so you don't need to look for her for too long. But till I come your way with another episode of IG Reads, we're back. Bye, guys.